We're live. All right. Here we go. Another day of coffee with the CEO. Good morning, guys. So, today's a big day for me. I got a meeting, Zoom meeting. I'm not big on Zoom. I actually have several Zoom meetings today. I'm meeting with one of my vendors that's going to be making this product for me. See, you can see the screen. That's for I made it that color because it's like a Kia. Certain Kia I know a friend of mine has. Him and his wife have matching cars. You ever see somebody where they have the husband and wife have the same Facebook account? They have the same exact car, same color. It was just, I don't know. It's a little over the top for me. Um, all joking aside, they like the car for sourcing, and they really enjoy the car. It's a Kia, um, the one the hamster drives. So while I was prepping for this meeting, I went digging around in my sales a little bit, and Marcia's laughing in the chat because she happens to have a green Kia, kind of like baby. I call it baby. How long are we in the baby shit green? I have to wait 30 seconds before I cuss. I'm told. This series is doing good for me. I like this series because it's 30 minutes. It's a block of time that I'm willing to commit. It's not an hour. It's not 2 hours. It's not 15 minutes. It's not on a topic. Although I do keep politics out of it. Joe Biden is my president this morning. That's just how I feel about it. Did he get my vote? Nope. I do give him respect for mentioning Pence in his inaugural speech or whatever they call that thing. So I'm going to kind of give him a chance. I mean, listen, I got no choice in the matter. It is what it is. So let's get to the reselling and why we're here and why we talk about this stuff. Yesterday I went poking around in my numbers, and guys, if you don't poke around in your numbers, you can't fix anything. You can't fix a problem before it becomes a problem. A lot of times in business, things run pretty smooth, and you kind of go, well, just kind of go with the flow. And you get accustomed to doing things a certain way. Good example of that is Sears. Sears was always the anchor store in a mall, and they felt that they have their way of doing business was how it was always going to be. They did not believe in the internet. When they started to believe in it, it was too late. When they started to have trouble, they switched the management way too frequently. They had new CEOs more frequently than I changed my underwear. It just, they never gave anybody a chance to implement a plan and accomplish that plan. And when you do things like that, you're chasing your tail. So I was poking around yesterday, and I thought I had a pretty good year last year. And come to find out, out of my top 20 selling products last year, based on volume, not based on sales price or total selling volume or profit, but by the unit, My top 20 sellers by volume of units, not one of them was in stock the entire year. That's a problem. If you have a private label type item or something that you buy on a regular basis, when you go out of stock and everybody's out of stock, what happens to the sales rank? The sales rank shoots up. You get back in stock and then you got to work. The sales rank comes down pretty quick, but it doesn't come back down to where it left off. It comes down, then you got to work on pushing it down. And then you go out of stock again and it jumps up and it comes down and it doesn't go all the way down. And then it jumps up and it doesn't come all the way down. It's a never ending battle. The better your sales rank, the better your search results are. The better your search results are, the more people that actually eyeball your product, the more eyeballs on your product naturally yields more sales. So what do I do about it? Normally, I jump in there and try and figure out a way to fix it. Yesterday, I called my brother, who runs my warehouse, and I said, "Dude, what's going on here? What's the problem?" Yeah. Well, I think what we should do is order more stuff. I said, "Okay, but what kind of plan is that? How is that feasible? You go out and get hit by a bus. How can I call Kyle, my nephew, and say, 'Hey, your old man got hit by a bus. That's pretty sad, but we need to order some product.'" Well, Dad told me to order more. I don't, how much do I order? There's not a plan. There's not a system in place. So I talked to him a little bit about that, and I said, "Listen, it's like I'm going to build a driveway." So I called a cement truck and tell them to bring me some cement. They don't know how much to bring me. I could be doing a 2x2 square, or I could be doing a 30-foot wide, 200-yard driveway. They don't know. So they're not going to know how much to send me. You need to have a plan. You need to measure it out. You need to figure it out. So it really kind of bothered me that my top 20 items, not one of them was in stock the entire year. That's a problem. That means I'm wasting opportunities because of inventory. Now, if the supplier's out of inventory, that's one thing. If there's a way for me to build in a system that would allow me to react to those periods in time that the supplier's out. For example, one of the biggest problems I have in the late in the year, early the new year, so I'm talking like the last week, Christmas week, the New Year's, and New Year's, the first week of January, second week of January, one of my suppliers is closed. He closes the week of Christmas because he gives the entire company off Christmas week. That's that's not your vacation time. That's just what they do. They close. Then they close when they come back to work. They close again for inventory. So they're open for a couple of days and then they close for inventory. You can't even get in touch with them. Happens every year. So maybe what I need to do is implement a process that at Thanksgiving time from that one particular vendor, we order an extra 30-day supply, knowing that it's going to be 30 days of stock issues. Maybe that's what we need to do is look and go, okay, just this one time, this 1 week every year, we're going to look at our inventory and go, okay, this is what we need to carry us through until the end of January when the stock supply starts to move again, when all the issues start to level out again. Maybe I need to just buy more inventory. Maybe I have a 45-day supply chain, which I do. I have a 45-day pipeline. What's in my pipeline should sell out within 45 days, whether it's on the shelf at Amazon, coming to me to be processed to go into Amazon, or on a truck headed to Amazon. Whatever I have should sell out within 45 days. It's a 45-day supply channel. Maybe I need to take it to 60 days. Sounds like a simple thing, right? Except for if you have $150,000 worth of inventory and you want to carry from 45 days, you have $150,000 in inventory. If you want to carry 60 days supply, you all of a sudden need 200,000. I ain't got 50 grand laying around for extra inventory. So how do I get, how can I work that out? What can I do to work that out? Well, maybe I need to look at the opportunity cost down here on my bottom sellers and go, okay, yes, I make a profit on this, but I tie up so much money that would help that I could be putting up here with my top sellers to sell more and make even more profit up here, where they call it the 80-20 rule. 20% of your products make 80% of your profit. 20-80 rule, whatever, however they word it. It's, a small percentage of your products make up the most of your profit. Maybe I need to take some of those bottom sellers and eliminate them and move that cash from that inventory up towards my top sellers. Maybe I need to take some money and invest in the top sellers and do that so that I redistribute my inventory so that maybe at 170,000, I'm able to stock out 50% of my top selling products. Half my products are stocked out for the entire year. Inventory is a big issue. The only reason I seen it as an issue, because you got to understand, my sales are good. My profit and loss statement looks great. I'm making a good percentage. So everything's going along fine if you just look at those numbers. It's when you dig into it that you see these other problems where you could have had some, there's some organic growth from that. If you're in stock, your sales go up. My brother says, is that really true? When it goes back in stock, we get back to those sales. So we looked at a couple products, and when it's out of stock and it gets back in stock, the next 2 months, it takes it time to work back up to what it was originally selling per the original sell-through velocity, meaning how many units you sell through in a given period of time. It took time to get back to that level. So there's an issue with being out of stock. Everybody was like, "Oh, I want the number one selling product." Can you afford to stock the number one selling product? I don't know what you sell, guys. And I don't want to out anybody's product, but if you were able to sell, I don't even know what's hot. I don't have kids. I don't have little kids, so I don't know what they're looking for. I know my granddaughter loves unicorns and rainbows. I think it's the bright colors. She's 1. So it's probably the bright colors of the stuff and her mother buying it for her all the time that made her like those things. If you're able to stock the number one selling unicorn, if you were able to sell it and you knew it was the number one seller, can you financially afford that kind of inventory? Maybe you need 60 days worth of it and it sells 500 units a day. Do you have enough money to stock 500 units a day on a 60-day cycle? Could you do it? I don't know that I could. These are things you need to look at. It's nice to want to grow it's nice that you want to grow your business. I mean, it really makes sense. But you have to do it methodically. And that's something I've never done. I've always been just fricking get it up there and sell it. And that's why these stock issues are now a problem, because I could see where, if I would have stocked my inventory better last year. Now, listen, there was a pandemic and there was times and periods. but we recovered from that. We adjusted. We did not adjust our inventory, but I can see where there's probably a good amount of growth that I'm missing out on because I'm not stocking my inventory correctly. Oh, okay, we can't be perfect. There are going to be times that you're out of stock. Well, that's okay to be out of stock, but it can't be your business model. Well, I buy it and sell it until it's out of stock, and then I buy it again. Um, Samantha, that's Samantha Smith asked, do you set minimum inventory levels for reordering? Yes, I actually have a not a complex algorithm, and I'm going to guess at it off the top of my head, guys. I don't do anything with inventory. Okay, I have no involvement in inventory whatsoever, so please understand that this is a guess. We do something like, I think it's, I'm going to doodle a little bit while I'm doing this. So I think what I do is I take my 180 days sales, how many units I sold in 180 days, and I divide that by 6, which would give me a 30-day running average over 180 days. And then I take 2 times my 7-day sales, which would give me a total units sold in 14 days over the last 14 days is what I'm trying to get. And I add the 30 days average sales over the 6 months plus the last 14 days worth of sales, which gives me about a 44-day average number of inventory I need. Now, what it doesn't account for is an extra 3 days in shipping because the truck got a flat. It doesn't take into account that Amazon takes an extra 2 days to get it processed into the warehouse now. Sometimes you have to go back and look at these systems. When I put this system in, it made a huge difference in my inventory. It made such a huge difference in my inventory that 2020 was one of my most profitable years ever, even with all the problems that we had financially. It was one of my most profitable years. So it made such a difference that nobody really paid attention to it. So maybe it's just a matter of adjustment, knowing that, okay, it takes an extra 2 days because of the volume of shipments that are being moved. The USPS backed up, the UPS slowed down at Christmas time. Maybe they haven't fully recovered to where I was used to getting my products in 7 days when I ordered it. Maybe now it takes 10 days. Well, that hurts my supply chain because I have it figured out so that my supply chain will sell out in 30 days. Well, if it's taking longer to get in, that sell-through rate's going to be a little longer. It's going to, instead of it being 45 days, my supply chain may need to be 48 days, or 50 days or 60 days. Maybe what used to go to, well, here's a good one. I had a lot of RA stuff. You guys know I bought a lot of RA stuff. Thanksgiving time last year. I finally got most of it shipped in. All right. For the longest time, I'm in Bullhead City, just outside Laughlin, Nevada, about 90 minutes from Vegas. For the longest time, everything went to Las Vegas. Everything I processed went to the warehouses in Las Vegas. And if I shipped it today, it was on the shelf at Amazon Saturday, 2 days. It would take 2 days. The first day it got to the warehouse, because they take it from here in a tractor trailer, it goes up there, and then it goes into a tractor trailer in Las Vegas, that it goes right to our Amazon warehouse. Now what happens is I have to go to Phoenix. My stuff goes from here to Las Vegas. It gets sorted, so that's a day. It then gets loaded into another truck, which is day 2. It then gets shipped by truck to Phoenix, Arizona, day 3. It gets sorted again, day 4. It goes to Amazon, day 5. Amazon puts it on the shelf, day 6. It went from 2 days to 6 days. And we really didn't do anything about that adjustment. I listen, I was just trying to get stuff out of my house. So I shipped as fast as I could. If they said I could send 50 units, I sent 50 units. You also got the ASIN restriction, guys. So you got to, that plays into it now. This time last year, we didn't have any ASIN restrictions. If you wanted to send in 500 units, you could send in 500 units. If you wanted to send in a 6-month supply because you had it, you could send in a 6-month supply. So these are all issues I've had to deal with inventory. But it's not just inventory. If you start poking around in numbers, it's like poking a bear. Be careful what you're poking around in. Make sure you have the time to actually do something about it if you find something you don't like. For me, if I can't do something about something, I don't want to know about it because it's going to eat me up. My brother was at the doctor's when I called him. He said, I'll call you back. And every minute that went by, I got madder because these numbers just were freaking making me crazy. When I seen all the problems with the inventory, it was making me crazy. I'm not struggling. Not struggling. If I want to go have steak and lobster tonight, Lori and I can go have steak and lobster. We can have steak and lobster for the next 30 days. It's not going to affect us. I don't want you to think I'm talking about anything like that. No, I'm not going to consider merchant fulfilled prime. No. There's too many problems with it. Their times are estimated wrong. There's a lot of issues with merchant fulfilled prime right now. And my volume doesn't allow it. I did 282,000 units last year. We operate out of, listen, you guys think I got this big, massive warehouse and all this fancy equipment. We operate out of a 2.5 car garage with 2 40-foot shipping containers as the warehouse. We pack product in. We have a container that brings product in. We have a container for when the product is ready to go out. It's a busy, busy place. They have that down to a science. And the last thing I want to do is toss merchant fulfilled prime in there. Although that's a good alternative if your business will allow it. See, now that's the thing. Samantha Smith says, consider merchant fulfilled prime. Some people can. For my particular business model, it would be horrible. I may do some merchant fulfilled stuff, but it would not be prime. I would not guarantee when it was going to ship. It would be just like eBay. I have a 2-day processing time and a 10-day delivery window. Everybody was going nuts at Christmas time with their shipments through eBay. I have one customer email me and say, hey, where's my package? And I'm like, dude, it's, haven't you seen the news? The post office is backed up. And he wrote me back, said, yeah, all right, no problems. I'll let you know when it gets here. And I haven't heard from him again. A lot of people had problems with shipping at Christmas. I have a 2-day handling time and a 10-day delivery expectation. It gives me 12 days to get you your package. I did not get caught. I know a lot of people got caught up at, I don't know when it was, Black Friday, first week of December. There's a whole tractor trailers of packages were sitting somewhere. I didn't get caught up in that. Thank you, Lord. Because I couldn't deal with all those people. again, this is where you have to look at how your business operates. So for me, I'm using this as a teaching moment. My brother wants more money. He wants me to pay him more. He wants a raise. He wants, the kid slaves for me like 65 hours a week. I pay him, peanuts. I pay the guy in the Philippines more than I pay my brother. That's not true. My brother's well paid. But I said to him, the easiest way to get a raise out of me, fix this inventory problem, bring it to me because you tell me you knew it was a problem. Fix it, bring it to me and say, hey, look, this is what I think we should do with this. We have this inventory issue. Here's the issue that I see. This is what I think we should do for it. And by doing that, I think we're going to make an extra 20 grand a year. And because I did all this for you, I think I should get 8 grand. That's a way to get a raise. That's how I give raises. Show me that you did something for me. Let me profit from it too, and you take a piece. I'm easy. Just because the government says I got to pay you $15 an hour, and understand something, guys, the $15 an hour thing will not affect me. Nobody that works for me makes $15 an hour. They're all well paid. So I'm not worried about that, but I guess I'm pointing out, how I feel about this $15 an hour thing as a business. If you need $15 an hour, you got to provide $15 an hour worth of work, or it's not going to work. If sweeping the floor is worth $15 an hour, then quarter pounders at McDonald's are going to be $20. Hate to tell you this, shit rolls downhill. If I get burdened with a lot of taxes and overhead and labor costs, it is going to roll into my prices. And if I don't sell enough, I need less employees, and it's a snowball effect. But you need to know what's going on in your business. I never did. If you go back on Facebook, guys, and read my posts, you'll see I never cared. If I had a problem, my answer was throw more stuff up on the platforms, sell more, and money always solves problems, which is not always true. This is not the first inventory problem I've come across. It's something that I am now going to ask about maybe once every quarter in a quarterly managers meeting that I have. Where are we at with inventory? How's our inventory out of stock ratio looking? How show me these metrics. Let's see if here's the bar. Let's see if we can raise the bar this much. Can we raise the bar this much over the next 90 days with the stock in ratios? Can we make it so that the top 20 products are in stock for the next 90 days? That's, little things, little accomplishments will make a big difference on your bottom line. That's just something that has been bugging me since yesterday, because that's when I found it. I do have a meeting today about my new product line, and I got a meeting with a lawyer at 2:30, a Zoom meeting with a lawyer at 2:30 about my trademarks and trademarks and copyrights. Every day there's something, guys. Every day there's something. You have to understand, some of my products, I sell a couple hundred a day. So if you jump on my listing for 3 days, my stock level goes up because I don't play the penny game. If you lower the price by $1, I'll lower the price by 98 cents and hold you down there until you beg for mercy and get off the listing, and I can raise my price back to where it was. I don't play the penny game on most of my stuff. That's just how I am. That's how it works for me. So, guys, you have to do business for you. And again, there goes 30 minutes. I don't know where the hell it went, but it's gone. I got 2 sips of my coffee. Here's what I can tell you. God loves you. Lord knows I'm trying. Remember, I got a course coming out soon. And give me a thumbs up for that YouTube algorithm.